Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you a new service that I added on my website freemediatools.com. So basically this service allows you to embed Google Maps, embed inside iframe. So the link will be there inside video description. So if you go to this service here, you will simply have your widget code here. So this tool will give you the iframe code here. Simply you need to copy this code and simply you can embed Google Maps inside your website simply using this tool. So this contains a very simple interface here. You will put a location here inside the world. So this is autocomplete. You can put any location here. So if I type here any location here, you will see Los Angeles. If I select here, you can see the map will change dynamically if you change the location, and then accordingly it will give you this code here. Simply you need to copy this code and paste it. So we are first of all extracting the latitude and longitude from a given address, and then we are converting it to a iframe so that you can embed it inside your website. So you can see this is a map here. You can scroll it accordingly like this. So any location, any pinpoint location, you can also submit here. Let's suppose I submit here my location here. You will see some more locations you can submit, pinpoint locations, and accordingly you can just save this. So this autocomplete makes it very much easy in order to write address, because without it you need to manually type the address and this will take a lot of time. But due to this Google autocomplete, we are making use of Google API. So for this you need to having a Google Cloud Console account to submit your API key, and then you can see you can pinpoint the address here. Accordingly it will just make the dynamic Google map. And if you want to embed this on your website, simply you need to copy paste this code here, simply static code. For this iframe tag, you don't need any sort of API key. You just need this iframe tag. And let me just show you a example here. If you need to embed this inside your website, what you will do is that you will create a static folder. Let me just create it, static map. I will go to the into this directory. And now to embed this, it is very simple. You just need a simple index.html file. So wherever you have placed your website file, simply you need to copy paste this iframe tag. Don't need to do anything. Just open this with live server, and this is your map here, which is ready here inside your website. So simply you need to copy paste this code, which this tool gives you after entering the location. And you can also dynamically just decrease or increase the height of map like this. You can change the width and height as well. If you want more height, you will see more height will be there. You can just scroll more height, you can see. You can decrease it as well like this. So accordingly the code will change. Again you copy this, and now if you paste it, you will have the code will be very less. You will see this is a map here which is reduced to the 700 in height. So you can just play with this tool accordingly, and you can generate any sort of Google map, and then you can embed that iframe inside your website. So basically this is Google Maps iframe embed generator. So we will be building this tool from scratch in this tutorial. So let's get started. First of all, what you need to do is that I need to be showing you, you need to be having a Google Cloud Console account. And for that, let me just show you. What you need to do is that I have already have an active Google Cloud Console account. For that, you need to add your credit card details. And after that, you just need to, first of all, search for Google Cloud Console. This is the Cloud Console account. You need to sign up here. Just simply enter your payment details for a free demo. Once you are started, simply you need to go to the Google Maps section here. Create your own API key. Don't copy mine, because at the end of this video I will disable it, so you can't use the API key. Simply copy your own API key, paste it, and inside this, first of all, we need to have a simple template here, which will be, just change the title, Google Maps iframe embed code generator. So basically guys, if you want the full source code of the tutorial of the tool, this is a tool. If you want the full source code, you can go to the video description link where I have written step-by-step blog post. This is my blog post. The link will be there inside video description. So you can just go to this. First is this real tool here. If you click it, you will go to my tool. Then we have a single index.html file here. This is the actual code of this tool here. Simply inside this code here, you need to just replace your API key right at this juncture here in the key section. You just need to replace your own API key, which is I shown you how to obtain this using Google Cloud Console account. So first of all, guys, what you need to do is that we need some Bootstrap in order to build this application. So we will search here Bootstrap Cdn. So we need to go to w3schools.com and go to get started. And here we only need the CSS part. So simply copy this CSS part. After the title, paste it. And we also need the jQuery as well. Simply click the jQuery section, click on get started, and also copy paste the CDN. And here you, after the body, paste it. And if you go to my blog post, we also need this script tag of the Google API. So here you paste it here after the script tag. So here you need to replace your own API key, guys. So inside the API key section, I will replace my own API key. Simply copy this and paste it. So I will disable this API key. So don't copy my API key to make request. So you can see just replace my API key. That's it. Now, in order to load a simple map, it is very much easy. This is for just autocomplete section. This is not actual loading for a map. This is just for just making for this one autocomplete. So for this autocomplete to work, we are copy pasting our own API key. So for this, guys, we will use the container class of Bootstrap. Inside this, we will have the heading in the center position. We will say Google. Sorry, let me write it once again. The heading will be once again the same: Google Maps iframe embed code generator. And then we will have a simple form. We will give it an ID, which is form. And inside this, we will have an input field, and we will be giving it an ID of search address, which will be of type text here. And here the placeholder will be enter your address. We can also give it a label, enter address. And then in the bracket, we can say this is the autocomplete field. And we can also give it an attribute. It should be required. You need to fill out the address. And we need to surround this, guys, with a Bootstrap class or form group and container also. So just surround this inside the div here. That's it. We also need to give it a class of form control, which is again a Bootstrap class. So now if you open your browser, you will see this autocomplete field here. So if I type address here, nothing will work because we haven't written the JavaScript code. So for that, we need to write some code here. So just after this, make a script tag. And now to initialize the autocomplete, it is very simple. We need to get the reference here of the field here. So we can use document.getElement by ID. So here we can pass the ID which we have given to this input field. We have given the ID which is you can see search address. So we can pass that ID search address. So after getting the reference, it becomes very much easy. What you need to do is that we need to initialize the code here. So we have google.maps.event.add event listener. So whenever we are working with the Google API, we have this add event listener. So inside this, we will pass the window object, and we have the load method. So whenever it is loaded inside, we will call this function will automatically execute the third argument. And inside this, we will make another variable which is places. And now we will initialize here new Google Maps dot places dot autocomplete. And here you need to pass your reference, which is stored inside the address variable. That's it. And basically, if I console log it, places here, and now if I refresh it, so you need to right click and click on the console here. So it is saying to us that inside this is not a function. Let me just see. If you go to the blog post here, if you just see here, Google Maps, let me just cross check. Google.maps.event.add DOM listener. Sorry, this needs to be add DOM listener dot not add event listener. Add DOM listener. And now if you refresh it, guys, you will see in the console this object is returned to us, which gets all the properties here. If you type anything here, nothing will be printed, or you will see the autocomplete which is there, which is appearing here. You will see all these autocomplete suggestions are there. So we have successfully binded the autocomplete. Now we simply need to get the results which the user has typed here. For that, we have another event here, which is google.maps.event.add listener. And we have a listener which whenever the places is changed. So we will first of all provide the places as the first argument, and then the event name, which is called as place underscore changed. Place underscore changed. So whenever the place has been changed inside the input field, this automatically the third argument will be callback function. And here we can just console log the place. That's it. So every place has some coordinates, latitude and longitude. If I just clear out the console, if I write a location here in the world, and now you will see place is not defined. I think is it needs to be, we need to call it, sorry, it needs to be places, not place. So just change it to places, and once again clear out the console here and type your location, and you will see every time it will return to us this object. Now to get the actual place, guys, it is very simple. We need to get the actual place dot get place. So this is a method. We need to call it get place, and now it will show you the actual place that the user has typed. So if you refresh it, if you once again clear out the, you will see now this is the actual JSON response which is returned to us alongside with all the information that we will need. Icon, background color, name of the place here, photos. It will also return all the photos as well, all that stuff. We don't need the space photos. We just need the location here, which is latitude, which is there. You can see the latitude and longitude properties. So for this, we will get the latitude and longitude in this. So now we will need to declare some variables right here at the top, var lat comma long, and then address. That's it. So after that, we can initialize the lat, which is we can get the latitude by this statement, which is place.geometry, place.geometry. And inside this property, guys, there is a location property dot lat. This is a method. And similarly for long, which is place.geometry dot location dot long. That's it. So respectively, it will get, sorry, this needs to be L and G, latitude and longitude, and it will store it inside our the respective variables. If I just console log it, you will see what I meant by this. So if I refresh it, you will see if I type a location here, let's suppose this location, so it is saying place is not defined. So, oh sorry, we haven't stored this reference. So we can just declare a variable here, places dot get place. And now this will be, the error will be removed. So if I once again clear out the console, then now you will see it will print out the latitude and longitude. Now we simply need to just plot this latitude and longitude and just show the map to the user. It is very easy. Now we need to have the address here. We have the value here, which we have declared the variable. So this will be template string here, where it can allow us to write multiple lines of code. So here we will have the iframe tag here. And inside this iframe tag, guys, we have a width property. So for now, we will be having width to 500 and height to 500. This is the height and the width of the map, Google map, which will be stored on the shown to the user. So then we have the source property. Source property we have, and inside this source property, guys, what we need to do is that we need to write this https maps.google.com, and then we need to place right here slash maps and question mark q is equal to, and q is equal to the latitude. So where here we need to place our latitude, which is latitude, sorry, lat variable, and then we need to put a comma, and then we need to place our longitude, which is dynamic, which is coming from the user, and then we need to have and symbol, which is hl, and then we have is equal to es. So this is just the static code that you need to write here, semicolon, z is equal to 14 and symbol, and then we need to say output is equal to embed. That's it. So we are just embedding the map on the website. So that is a property. And now lastly, we need to close this iframe tag. Iframe, we need to close it. And now after having this, we need to add this to the DOM. So it is very simple. We need to declare inside our index HTML. After the form, we need to have a result div. So inside this ID here, we will target it using jQuery, a dollar result, and we will change the HTML, and we will pass the address that we have. You can see like this. And now basically the map will show. If I just show you, if I type a address here, and now you will see dynamically the map will show here. This is a location. If I type here, if I change this to Connaught Place, New Delhi, and now you can see the map will change here to Connaught Place. You will see this is the address which is mentioned here. You can also see the larger map as well by going to the Google website here to show their website on the official website to just see the larger map. So this is the way, guys. Now we can also make this width and height dynamic in nature by having the input field so that the user can select. So just move to this, and after that we will have another. Let me format this document. So after that we will once again have form group and container. So inside this we will have the input form control, and this will be type range because this is will be a slider where the user can select the width and the height. We will give it an ID of width, and the max value will be of 1500. The minimum will be of 100, and the value is will be of, let's suppose, 800. And now guys, if you just see here, you will have the slider here which is for the width. So we can provide a label here simply of label width of map. That's it. And similarly we will have for the height as well. So we can say label for height. So we can say height of map. So once again this will be a slider, so the user can select input type range, and the ID will be of simply of height, and once again we will give it a class of form control. So once again we need to attach the properties which will be of max, which will be, let's suppose in this case will be 900, the min will be of 100, and the value will be of 600. And now you will see we have the width and height of the map here, similar to this one. So now we simply need to plug these values also. We need to get these values inside the JavaScript. It is pretty simple. So whenever we initialize this, so we will declare two more variables at the top, width and height, which will store the width and height of the map. So instead of passing the static width and height, we can pass dynamic. Simply we will replace here. So we will target it by the ID which we have given to us, width, and we will get the value by dot val. That's it. And for the height as well, we will pass it the dynamic value, which is height dot val. That's it. And now guys, you will see wherever the application, let me just refresh it. So basically if I enter an address here, let's suppose I enter this address, you will see that map is loaded. And now if I want to change the width here, it is not changing. You can see if I change the slider, it is not changing. But in the next time if I enter the address, you will see the width will be changed. You will see the width is larger. Now if I change the slider, the map is not changing because we haven't written the code. Because whenever this slider changes, this fire event. So we need to write the event here, which will be simply dollar dot, and inside this we will say width, and there is a change event here, which will be fire automatically when this value changes of the slider. So this we need to repeat it for the height as well. So we will say height change, and here we need to write for the height as well. So we need to simply copy paste this code which we have written here. Simply what we need to do is that we need to copy paste this code here. Simply copy and paste it, and here also. That's it. And now if you refresh it guys, you will see if I write address here, if I change the width here, you will see the width will change. If I change the height will change. So now this thing is already working. Now we need to show the code, actual code, which will be shown to the user inside the text area just below the map. So just declare after this div here, we need to declare a text area. So inside this, we will wrap this inside form group and container text area, and we will give it an ID of code. That's it, code. And we will give it an ID of, oh sorry, the placeholder will be, so inside this we will give it a label, not a placeholder. So we will say code Google Map widget embed code, like this, iframe widget code. So now if you see, this will have this. So we haven't give it a class of form control, so we would need to give it a class of form control. And now it is looking good here. So simply we need to, so whenever we are displaying this, we need to, inside this script section, whenever we are getting this code here, we need to, we have given this ID of code here. So we need to target it, and the value will change here to simply address. That's it. So whenever we are doing it for the width as well, for the height as well. So just do it at the bottom, code dot value will be changed to address. That's it. And here also, when we are doing it for the very first time. So right here at the bottom, which is code dot val will be changed to address. And now you will see if I enter any sort of location in the world here, if I type this, you will see now at the bottom you will get the iframe code here. Simply copy this code and paste it inside your website to embed the Google map, this Google map. And this will change accordingly if you write a different address like this, the code will change. If you also change the width and the height, you will see the width will be changed automatically. If you decrease the height, it will change the height accordingly. So now the application is working, guys. So the simple thing is remaining. If I load the page for the very first time, it is not loading any sort of Google map. So this is very easy. Simply copy paste any code of your choice, any latitude and longitude, and simply you need to paste it inside your, from my blog post you can do this. Simply copy paste this iframe tag. So whenever you load it for the very first time, simply paste it, uh, just paste it after this height. Simply paste it, and also inside this sorry, you need to paste it inside this div section, which, and also you need to paste it inside this text area also. Simply paste this code here, that's it. And if you just refresh it for the very first time, you will see some kind of Google map there, and also this code as well. So now you can change, you can write any address of your choice and the map will change. So this was the application, guys. Hopefully you like this application, which is Google Maps iframe embed code generator. If you want to use my tool, you can go to the video description link, freemediatools.com/Google Maps iframe, where you can use this tool. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you want the full source code, you can go to the video description link where my blog post. Just copy paste the source code. Please like the video, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.